The Hong Kong Code Mixing Dictionary is a descriptive dictionary that is based on the idea that all languages are equal and have the potential to become nativized by a large number of users. This is a concept known as linguistic equity in the subject of linguistics, which is the scientific study of language. Let's now take a look at our first mission statement. Help foreigners understand the distinct variety of Cantonese spoken in Hong Kong, which includes many English terms that may not be taught in a formal Cantonese lesson. This means that the real-world usage of Cantonese can be very different, where English words are often mixed into a Cantonese speaker's conversation, where such insertion of foreign words into one's native language is known as code mixing in academic terms. Let's take a look at the second mission statement. Minimize the impression of code mixing as merely a convenient means of communication, in that it tends to be viewed as negative for language development by the education sector. The main reason behind this is that certain vocabulary have become nativized and developed its own meaning, rather than just used out of convenience, such as in a workplace where English is often used. One classic example of this would be the word auntie, which is used to address a middle-aged lady who is a complete stranger as a politeness gesture, while auntie in native English refers to a person's father's sister. Let's take a look at a third mission statement. Investigate whether the concept of class from the English language could be incorporated into the Cantonese language through code mixing. Since code mixing involves inserting English words into one's native language, this means that the concept of socio-economic class could also be brought into Cantonese, since English originated from the UK, where there are different varieties of English that represent different classes. This helps to avoid labeling that certain English varieties' usage is right or wrong, compared to how it is used in native English. Let's take a look at the fourth mission statement. Present language from the perspective of linguistics in order to help people understand that any language can become nativized and widely accepted as long as there's a large number of language users. This brings us back to what we said in our introduction, but it goes one step further. In other words, if any language can become nativized through the concept known as nativization by a large number of users, it can gain recognition to a point where it becomes widely accepted and even legitimate over time. Let's take a look at the fifth mission statement. Distinguish between different types of code mixing used by different language groups in order to eliminate people's biased judgments about code mixing in general. This is similar to investigating the concept of class previously. But in addition, there are also different forms of code mixing in expressing the knowledge of Cantonese and English by the different language groups, depending on the language environment that the Hong Konger has grown up in. And finally, let's take a look at our last mission statement. With different language groups having varying degrees of code mixing in Hong Kong, there may be a need to come up with a de facto standard of code mixing in Hong Kong Cantonese so as to unite all language users, especially if code mixing is a marker of solidarity among Cantonese speakers in Hong Kong. So since code mixing patterns can be very diverse among different language groups in Hong Kong, and if code mixing is a marker of solidarity among Cantonese speakers in Hong Kong, a standard of code mixing may help Hong Kongers become even more unified as a language community. So this wraps it up for our mission statements. We hope that you can join our crowdsourced dictionary to establish the language culture of Hong Kong by collecting real-world examples and submitting your own definitions. Thank you for watching.